All right, today we get to learn about volume of pyramids and cones. We'll check out the yellow card. We'll go under the pyramid. This is a rectangular pyramid. It's not quite square because the bases are not the same, but regardless, the formula for a pyramid's volume will be 1/3 base area times height. So to find the base area, since he is just a rectangle, I can take the length times the width, so 12 times 8, and that's 96, right? So we can do volume equals 1/3 times 96 times the height of that puppy, which is 10. And that 1/3 can be scary, so what we're going to do is I like to just save him for last. I'm going to take the 96 times the 10, and then instead of multiplying by 1/3, I can just take that answer and divide by 3. And I got the volume to be 320, and we'll throw feet cubed on that puppy. So that was a rectangular pyramid. Here we've got ourselves a triangular pyramid, so sorry about that, but what we see is the shape of the base. He is kind of hard to see, but it is actually this green right triangle down here. Notice that right angle. If I was to draw him like off to the side just so I could see him a little bit better, do you see how the hypotenuse is 10 and one of the legs is 6? Well, this is our second most popular right triangle around, the 6, 8, 10 right triangle. If you didn't know that, you could use the Pythagorean theorem, but they want the volume, 1/3 base area times height. The reason why I had to find this 8 was to find the base area. So I'll go off to the side. Remember, area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So the two sides that are perpendicular to each other are the base and the height. Doesn't really matter which one's which. So one of them's 8, one of them's 6. And if you punch that in, you get a base area of 24. So the volume will be 1/3 times 24 times the height of that bad boy, which is 15. So we punch all that in, 24 times 15. And then I'm going to divide by 3, and things are coming out nice. Not everything on homework is going to come out nice. I'll kind of show you what to do with this when we get there, but the label will be cubic feet. So on this next one, we've got a conical pile, so that means it makes a cone, of sand. It has a base diameter of 24 feet and has an altitude, that's fancy for height, of 9 feet. A pickup truck with a bed capacity of 2.7 cubic yards is being used to haul away the sand. What is the number of truckloads it will take? So we want to find the volume of this guy because it is a pile of sand and it fills up the whole space. It's got a diameter of 24 feet and a height of 9 feet, but they measure it in cubic yards for the bed capacity. So I'm going to change everything into yards. So I'm going to divide that by 3. And the diameter is going to be 8 feet by 24 divided by 3. And that means the radius is actually 4 feet because the radius is half as long as the diameter. Then that means the height right here, if that's in 9 feet, if you divide by 3, would be 9 yards. I should have said yards, guys. Sorry about that. These are in yards. So correct my mistake right there. So I divided by 3 to change them into yards. Sorry for the small mistake. We want to find the volume of that guy. Well, according to the yellow card, it's 1/3 base area times height. But I think it would be best if we use this formula. Remember, the shape of the base of a cone is a circle, and the area of a circle is pi r squared. So it's nice to see that guy. So if we put this in, 1/3 times pi times the radius squared. So I'm going to put a 16 in there because that's what 4 squared is, times the height of 3. So then, now we got some nasty work here because of the pi and the 1/3 and all this crazy stuff. So here's what I like to do. I want to see if it comes out nice. So I'm going to clear everything out. I'm going to take the 16 times the 3, and that's 48. I'm going to save that pi for last, so I'm going to deal with the 1/3 by dividing by 3. And it just so happens that that does come out nice, right? That's going to be 16. So we can stick the pi with it, but a lot of them on homework aren't going to come out nice. So what you can do is this number here, he still has to be taken times pi. Just take him times pi. Like, don't round that guy off if he's nasty. We're going to round this guy off that has been taken times pi. So about 50.3 like cubic yards is the volume of that. That's how much sand there is. So every time we fill up the pickup truck, it takes up 2.7 of that, so we're going to split this up by dividing by 2.7. Notice I'm not going to use 50.3, which is my rounded. I'm going to use the nasty one in my calculator. So divide by 2.7, and I get about 18.6 trucks. Well, obviously you can't use 0.6 of a truck. We have to round up to 19 trucks. It's really the same truck every time, but they have to make 19 trips, truckloads, I guess, was what it would really be. Even if that was 18.1, you still have to round up to 19 because you need the truck like a 19th time. So really good problem there. It's going to come out nasty on your homework one. It'll be the first one. Like I said, just whatever this nasty number is in your calculator, just hit times pi, and then we'll round that guy off right there. So find the volume of this pyramid below. So sweet shape recognition is the pyramid. I need to do the formula, 1/3 base area times height. It doesn't say that it's a square pyramid, so we have to assume that it is a square pyramid, which is a bad worksheet right here. But here's what we got. We don't have any base edges to find the base area, but we see our friend, the right triangle. And he is our most popular right triangle of 3, 4, 5, because 5 is the hypotenuse. So because this guy down here is 3, that means that this base edge is twice as long as that which is 6. So now I can find the base area of 6 times 6, which is 36, and the height of that is 4. So if I do 36 times 4, booyah, and divide by 3, that once again comes out real nice. Volume equals 48. Doesn't even have a unit for me, so units cubed because he is a volume. And then, of course, we've got the volume of the truncated. What happens is this shape down here is the truncated guy. We don't have a formula for him. What we have to do is subtract away this top pyramid, which is in pink. So we've got this pink pyramid that gets cut off. So we will take the volume of the big pyramid and take away the volume of the little, and we'll do it like so. We will label each one of these like V sub big. It'll be 1/3 base area times height. And the big pyramid's got a base of 15 by 15. So that'll equal 1/3 times 15 times 15 is 225. And the height of that guy is not just this little 8. See that 6? We have to put those together, maybe. We have to put those together and get this entire orange thing right here, which is 8 plus 6, which is 14. So we will multiply the 225 times the 14, and then we will divide by 3 to use that 1/3 and get the volume of the big is 1,050. Then we'll do the volume of the lil guy. So I abbreviate him as lil, L-I-L. Same formula. The base is a square with side lengths of 8. So 8 times 8 is 64. And the height of that puppy is 6. So 64 times 6. And then divide by 3. And everything's coming out nice until we get to homework. But of course, those are the two pyramids. We need to now cut this one off. So we'll find the volume of the truncated by taking the big minus the lil. And that turns out to be 922 units cubed when we punch that guy in. So volume of the big pyramid, volume of the little pyramid, and subtract them. We'll do the same thing here with the cones. So volume of the big, I forgot to label him, V sub big, 1/3. I like to just change the capital B to be pi r squared right away, times the height. And we'll sub in 1/3 times pi. The radius of the big cone is 7. When you square him, you get 49. And the height of the big cone is 12. So we will take the 49 times the 12 and hit equals and divide it by 3. And here it came out nice. On homework, it's not going to come out nice. So you'll have like a decimal right here. Don't round it off. Just take that decimal times pi in that case and just go like this. But for this one, since it came out nice, I'm going to call him 196 pi. If it comes out nice, we're going to leave him with the pi with it. If it doesn't, we're just going to round him off. Let's do the volume of the lil. 1/3 pi r squared times h. So 1/3 times pi times the radius is 3. So when you square that, you get 9. And the height of the lil is 7. So this is also going to come out nice. 9 times 7, and then divided by 3, and I got 21 pi. So on homework, they're not going to come out nice. You'll have a rounded answer here to 1 decimal place and a rounded answer here. That's fine. When they don't come out nice, it's no problem. But when they have pi's, I like to keep them that way because they're like terms. You can take 196 pi minus 21 pi, and you just will still have a pi with it. So 196 take away 21 is 175. So we'll have 175 pi, and that we can punch in. So times pi, and that's about 549.8. And we don't have a unit, so we'll do units cubed. So let us know if you need a little help with the ones that don't come out nice. Then the last shape of the chapter is the sphere. So this is like shape, sorry, I had to pause to look it up. This is shape 27 on our geometer if we draw him. And then right above it is shape 26. If you draw a 26-27 combo of that, you get the sphere in this case. And they ask us to find the surface area and the volume of these guys. There is no lateral area because it doesn't have any bases. So surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r squared. And we will just need to know the radius, which is 3. So 4 times pi times 3 squared, which is 9. Punching in 4 times 9, I get 36, and there is a pi with it. So that stayed exact, 36 pi, which is about 113.1. And we got to go back to centimeters squared because it's just an area. But man, the volume of a sphere is nasty formula. 4/3 pi r cubed, right? So we need to know the radius. 4/3 pi times 3 cubed is probably something we might need to write down. How do you cube something in your calculator? You raise it to the 3rd power. It's 3 times 3 times 3, which is 27. So we got 27 in there. And then I want to take him times 4/3 in parentheses. So I was just hitting 4 divided by 3 and see if it comes out nice. And it does. It came out to be 36. So there's still that pi with it. So I took 27 times 4/3. And a lot of times that won't come out nice. But it is just a coincidence that the surface area and the volume of this sphere are the same. We'll see if we have another one here. It's got a diameter of 10 inches. We don't care about the diameter. We care about the radius being 5 inches. So we'll draw another one of these. And to find its surface area, it's 4 pi r squared. And then I just need to know the radius is 5. 4 times pi times 5 squared is 25. And I can take 4 times 25 and get 100. And 100 pi will be 314 something or other. So 100 pi, 314.2. And that is in inches squared. And then for the volume, I'm going to slide over a little bit. 4/3 pi r cubed. Need to take 5 and cube it. So I'm going to do that. 5 cubed. You can write down 5 cubed if you want, or you can figure them out to be 125. Then 125 times that 4 divided by 3. Make sure you put them in parentheses. He didn't come out nice, right? So this is the first one that is just like those other problems on homework. So we're just going to not write him down and take this times pi. And I got 523.6 approximately. 523.6 inches cubed. Won't come out nice a lot, you know, so we'll just take that number times pi. Then a couple of questions. about shape recognition, the radius of a men's basketball, so I hope we know that a basketball is most like a sphere, is about 4.75 inches. How many cubic inches of air will it hold? So you have to decide what concept. Is it surface area or is it volume? If we're going to hold the air, it's going to be the volume. So we'll start with the formula for volume of a sphere. And here's a weirdo little decimal. These are all going to come out nasty, so I'm just going to do this. I'm going to put 4.75 in for that, and then I'm going to go to my calculator and do that. 4.75 to the third. Got that? It's already a nasty boy, right? And then we will take him times 4 divided by 3. I didn't hit times, sorry. So 4.75 to the third times 4 divided by 3. So this will work out better. Okay? And then times pi. And that's how many cubic inches of air it will hold, about 448.9. Volume is about 448.9 inches cubed. So shape recognition, sphere, concept, volume. Then the last one is about a Nerf ball. He's got to put a special fabric around the ball. So the ball will be a sphere. The fabric that you're going to put around it will be the surface area. They say the bing diameter, we need the radius, so I got to take that 2.25 and divide it by 2, and I got 1.125 for a radius. It's in inches. How much special fabric will we need? So that will be the surface area being 4 pi r squared. So we'll sub in 4 times pi times 1.125 squared. So 1.125 squared times 4 times pi. And we will need about 15.9 square inches of this special fabric to wrap this Nerf ball. So that was quick, man. I hope you paused when we needed some time out, but it's just about shape recognition and formula. Let us know if you have any questions. Have a good one.